So today we are at Mestizo restaurant and we're gonna be doing a tequila tasting of Herradura tequila with the tequilier Alvin. He's one of the head bartenders. We have lemon juice here, Herradura Blanco, the white tequila, Herradura Reposado, and Herradura Añejo with sangria at the end. And Alvin is gonna explain to us how to drink it and what the tasting points are for this particular tequila.
Okay, so tequila. So many times when you think about tequila, you don't really know where to start. You just remember what the experiences that you used to have when you go down to the clubs and you have all that tequila that they give you, and you wake up with a hangover in the morning. But tequila is something very profound. It's something very passionate. It's something that people take time and put time into to produce. And in front of us, we're going to be, doing a tasting with a bit of lime and a bit of sangrita. And it's very important before you start off with a tasting, you choose a particular brand, a very good brand. Always look for the sign that says 100% agave on the tequila. That just shows you that it's a good product and it's not been mixed up with any other sugars. The other stuff is 51% and the other stuff, 49%, is just wrong. Particularly today we're going to be looking at Herradura, which particularly translates into the horseshoe. And it's one of the biggest brands in the tequila industry that has been around for a very long time. And particularly being said, it's been competing in the tequila industry with houses like Jose Cuervo and Sauza from the beginning. And people always have mixed feelings about tequilas, but with this you can never go wrong. And a lot of Mexicans can actually say that you can have this with a beer all night and you will be okay in the morning. So you would like to start from the silver, which is just straight out of the still, Blanco. It's not been aged at all. And then you'd move on to the Reposado, which has been rested in a barrel for 6 to 9 months. And then anything more than that will be our Añejo here, which has been aged for more than a year, up to 3 years usually. And then more than that, you'd be looking at an Ultra Añejo. And then really just gives you an idea of how the product, how people work around the product. So what we would start by doing is we would serve our Blanco. And the reason, as I said, why it's clear is it's not been aged in a barrel at all. So you have no alterations from the whiskies that might have been aged in the barrel before. Or maybe the wines, or maybe the rums, depending on where you buy the barrels, depending on where the hacienda buys the barrel. So the notes that you're going to get from this are going to be more earthy. You're going to get more spicy notes because it's just the taste of the agave. This is the heart of the agave. Most people also love to use the Blanco to make a margarita, and this gives you the freshest taste of the agave. If you want to know if you like a particular brand, go for the Blanco, and if you like it, you will like the rest of it. And then you move on to the Reposado, which has been rested for 6 to 9 months, and you want to just have a look at the color. It just gets a little bit richer, it gets amber, and in the tasting terms, usually you want to have a look at the color, the smell, and the taste, just to have an idea of what you're having. The color, of course, comes from the barrel, the aging process, and it just picks up all of that, and you have a smoother tequila on your hands. It does get softer, it gets a bit sweeter, and some people say that this is more mellow when you want to have a beer all night. And then you go on to the Añejo, which is above 1 year, and we serve it. And this finally would even start to taste like a whiskey. It would be very, very smooth and very, very nice to sip on its own. Please do not shoot nice tequila. You'll be throwing everything down the drain. And then in tasting terms, you would like to add a bit of sangrita just to cleanse the palate from the Blanco to the Reposado to the añejo, but some people also do like to use some lime in between all of them. So you just choose which one you like, and you take your fancy. And that is our Tequila Herradura.
Thank you very much, Alvin. I'll be enjoying these. And obviously now I have more information. Can enjoy it even more. See you later.